Hello guys. Today, I want to tell you a long story which began in William Penn's days, continued into the era of mass settlement in Pennsylvania, reached its culmination in the middle of 19th century, and is not over yet. The abandoned place we are heading today is known as Slateford Farm. It used to be a large farmstead in its best years, but now it stands as a silent monument to the agricultural heritage of Pennsylvania. The roots of the farm history can be traced to a suspicious agreement between family of William Penn and the Lenape native Indians. In that infamous agreement, known as the Walking Purchase of 1737, Richard and Thomas Penn, sons of the province's founder, obtained a large tract of land along Delaware River from the native Indians. Once Thomas Penn authorized the walking purchase, Lenape people were forced out of the Delaware Water Gap region, and the area was thrown open for settlement. The Penn brothers followed father's steps to establish Northampton County and to sell land to favored individuals. One of these parcels of land later became the Slateford Farm we are going to explore today. In 1753, Thomas and Richard Penn sold it to Nicholas Skull, the province's surveyor general. The property was under Nicholas Skull's ownership for a short time, around a year, and he didn't make any kind of improvement on it. In 1754, he sold the land to a Quaker, Amos Strattell, who was a wealthy merchant and landowner in Philadelphia. Amos Strattell belonged to a family of Irish immigrants who landed in Philadelphia in 1736. Amos Strattell grew up to be an influential trader in Philadelphia. In 1752, he participated in the establishment of the first fire insurance company in America, being elected a director along with Benjamin Franklin. I didn't find any significant records about Amos Strattell's life, however came across two his letters dated back 1772 in general correspondence of George Washington. Amos Strattell bequeathed the land at his death in 1780 to his two daughters, Anne and Frances. The property they got didn't have any structural improvements, it was just a parcel of woodland. Again, no mention was made in the brief biographies of the Anne and Frances ownership of the property in Northampton County. No information is thus known about any construction or farming the Strattell sisters might have had done on the parcel they inherited. In 1790, less than 2 years before Anne's death, her family sold the land to Samuel Piper, a yeoman of Northampton County. Samuel Piper was an experienced farmer and began to develop the farm with adding acreages and starting construction works. First evidence of structural improvements done by him was reflected in 1798 tax records of the county, in which Samuel Piper paid a direct tax on a wooden 2-story house. At Samuel Piper's death in 1812, 3 of his children, Mary, Peter, and Frederick, inherited 3 sections of the farm. This building is the main house, built by Peter Piper, a son of Samuel in 1833. As you can see, the doors and windows are boarded up, and I can't sneak in to film the interior in person. There's some photos taken in 1969. If you guys want to learn more about history of this property, you can find some links to old photos and historical researches in the description. The Slateford Cabin. It is the oldest building at the abandoned farmstead, built between 1800s and 1810 by Piper family. Its original appearance included a wooden hood over the entrance, wide beaded board lap siding, a winding stair to the garret, and a stone fireplace which included an outside masonry oven. Believe they used this cabin as a summer kitchen when the main farmhouse was built. While I'm taking measurements of the fireplace for my records, would like to thank the Biker in Hat YouTube channel for information he shared about this abandoned homestead. His video helped me start the research. Major cabin renovations occurred after 1924, when the property was under ownership of Munch family. Besides structural changes, Munch and his family changed the cabin's interior by adding a fiberboard paneling system with wallpaper and a fake chair rail with painted graining to simulate a paneled wainscot in the bedroom. The walls of the cabin still keep notes written by a pencil in the early 1900s. Looks like names of the occupants and sort of list of debtors. I took photos, all of them, and dropped in my Facebook group. If interested, you can try read them. You can see the bared slate deposit under the foundation. In the second episode of the video, I will tell how this geological feature affected the farm. The cabin appears to have been pre-cut and pre-fit. The posts, joists, beams, corner braces, and roof rafters were numbered and then assembled. Hand-whittled oak pins hold the mortise and tenon joints together. Join me, guys, to continue exploring this abandoned farm in the next video. Some cool finds await us. Drop your questions in the comments, and I'll try to answer them. Have a good weekend.
I was old, I was young, I was sitting in the sun. I was tired of the run, I was done. Life was great, life was hard, in a way an awful card. You can't win the lose.